People talk about cholesterol like it's poison, as if the moment you eat it, your artery starts panicking. But here's the thing, your body actually makes cholesterol on purpose. And the first question we ask is, why would the body create something it doesn't need? Cholesterol is a type of fat that lives inside every single cell, not around the cell, inside them. If cholesterol suddenly disappears, cells won't be able to hold the shape properly. So cholesterol isn't optional, it's structural. It also acts as a raw material. The body uses it to make hormones, vitamin D, and substances that helps to digest the fat. So when we say cholesterol is bad, what we really mean is cholesterol is in the wrong place in the wrong amount. Now here's where the real problem begins. Cholesterol doesn't mix with the blood. Blood is water-based and cholesterol is fat-based. So it can't just float around freely. That's why the body packages cholesterol into transport particles called lipoproteins. Think of these as a transport system, not chemicals. One of them is called LDL, low density lipoprotein. LDL is basically the delivery system. The liver releases cholesterol into the blood, LDL carries it, and the tissues take what they need. Up to this point, nothing is wrong. This is normal physiology. LDL only becomes a problem when there is more cholesterol being delivered than the body's actual needs. When that happens, LDL particles stay in circulation longer, they slip into the walls of blood vessels, and the cholesterol start accumulating there. That buildup doesn't cause symptoms immediately, but over time it narrows the vessels and interfere with blood flow. That's why LDL gets labeled as bad cholesterol, not because it's bad by design, but because excess delivery creates damage. Now body isn't stupid, it has a way to clean this up. That's where HDL comes in. High density lipoprotein works in the opposite direction. Instead of delivering cholesterol, HDL goes around collecting excess cholesterol from tissues and blood vessel walls. It then carries the cholesterol back to the liver, where it can be recycled or removed. So HDL isn't good in moral sense. It's good because it restores balance, and that's the keyword here, balance. Cholesterol is necessary, LDL is necessary, HDL is necessary. Problem doesn't come from the existence, they come from the imbalance. Too much delivery, not enough clean. And once you understand that, cholesterol stops being scary and starts making sense. Now when I say the liver makes cholesterol, I don't mean it magically appears. There's an actual step-by-step process behind it. And once you understand the logic, it becomes much easier to remember. Everything starts with a molecule called acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA is basically a common building block in metabolism. The liver takes multiple acetyl-CoA molecules and joins them together. First, acetyl-CoA is converted into something called HMG-CoA. Now this step is important because HMG-CoA is the point where cholesterol synthesis can be controlled. HMG-CoA is then converted into mevalonate. This step is carried out by an enzyme called HMG-CoA reductase. If that enzyme sounds familiar, that's because this is the rate-limiting step. The slowest and the most important step in cholesterol synthesis. When this enzyme is active, cholesterol production goes up. When it's blocked, cholesterol production goes down. That's exactly how statin drugs works. They inhibit HMG-CoA reductase. So up to now, the flow is simple. Acetyl-CoA becomes HMG-CoA and HMG-CoA becomes mevalonate. From mevalonate, the molecules becomes gradually modified into smaller activated units. Mevalonate is converted into mevalonate pyrophosphate and then into isopentyl pyrophosphate. At this stage, we are no longer thinking about cholesterol directly. We're creating smaller lipid units that can be joined together like Legos. These small units start combining. Isopentyl pyrophosphate becomes geranyl pyrophosphate and then farnesyl pyrophosphate. Think of this like snapping Lego blocks together, small pieces forming bigger ones. Once farnesyl pyrophosphate is formed, Two of these units joins to form squalene. This is the first molecule in the pathway that actually looks like cholesterol. Squalene then undergoes further processing and then finally cholesterol is produced. So the big picture is this. The liver takes small carbon units, builds them step by step, controls the process at HMG-CoA reductase, and then eventually produces cholesterol, only when the body needs it. You can also remember this easily. You don't have to memorize every arrow. Remember this theory. Small, control steps, building blocks, big molecules, or even simpler, acetyl-CoA, mevalonate, activated units, squalene, and then cholesterol. So here goes another easy memory chain. Acetyl makes me very important, gentle, friendly, squishy, cholesterol. I hope this helped, and if it did, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.